Nod or shake reviews. Willie nod or Willie shake. Yeah!
Hello, Johnny here with Jim Bobby. Welcome to Nod or Shake Reviews. You're probably wondering how you can see more movie reviews from Nod or Shake Reviews. I'm glad I assume that you're thinking that. You subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel and you'll be in touch with all the reviews coming out whenever they come out. So subscribe to Nod or Shake Reviews.
Subscribe.
Welcome to Nod or Shake
You
Reviews.
flash it on the screen.
Yep.
Right like here.
Yep. Nod if it's good, shake if it's not so good.
Ooh! Hello!
On to the review.
Oh shit, Johnny's not making his normal recommendation.
JEEPERS CREEPERS REBORN.
No. Big.
This was terrible. Awful.
You don't say.
Probably. I know I said I think Minions was the worst. I think this might be up there, especially because where it came from. Because the first one genuinely, when I first saw the first one, that movie genuinely scared me, and this one just I'm like
scared you.
I'm almost
Not the same way though.
I had like a review in mind, and then I just the more I think about this movie, the dumber I get. This was just really bad on all fronts.
Would you say it's worse than the one before it?
Third one, absolutely, at 110%. I was the creeper one time for Halloween, and there is no creeper costume. I don't think he's popular enough. I don't know, for whatever reason. So I had this giant pimp hat that was spray painted brown and just rags of clothes and then a gargoyle face. My Halloween costume looked better than the piece of shit they had on this dude.
Yeah.
It was awful. It's just, I can't even, I'd like to think of redeeming
Yeah,
quality.
your costume definitely made this costume feel your pimp hand.
It was bad. Laughably bad.
No. See, I disagree with that statement. Because I think you missaid that. Because there are certain movies that are laughably bad, but you're having a good time.
You're right. No, this was not a good time. This was almost insulting. And then the director...
You were insulted? Were you... Well,
I was insulted because the director came out with this intro. And look, it's great that when the guy comes out, the movie's about to start, he goes like, "Thank you for going to our movie theaters. We think, bro, if I bumped into you into the street and I said, 'Hey, how you doing?' you would look at me like I just spat in your food." This is the most to celebrities. And listen, it was cool the first few times. Now I'm just like, you're just trying to get that almighty dollar because you are in trouble because of the pandemic. You didn't say this shit back in the day.
I would say it's not even about the pandemic.
Well, whatever it is. I mean, it felt genuine when it was first starting. Now it just feels like, well, they're doing it, so we got to do it. So we look cool and we're connecting. I don't know. I kind of went on a different rant with the JEEPERS CREEPERS review, but this guy was talking for 3 minutes. It's like, get to the movie, and then they got to the movie, and I wish they would stop the movie.
Yeah, then I wish they went back to just the director talking to us about our life crises and shit.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
what say you?
I have a lot to say, but I'll keep it brief because Johnny took up a lot of this time.
No, you go ahead.
This movie was very, very bad. There are some times where you should show restraint, like massive restraint, when deciding whether or not to make a sequel. It is very easy, especially in the horror genre, to be like, let's throw another one at it.
Yeah.
Case in point, Scream. That's going to be bad. That's going to be a mess. It's not even taking place in Woodsboro, but that's beyond the point.
That's another conversation.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation that I'm absolutely right about. That movie's going to suck. But anyway, this movie, Everything about it was bad. The guy who originally plays the Creeper, who literally gave the Creeper personality without having to ever say a word, just like Kane Hodder did for Jason. The guys who don't say anything as the antagonist have a huge responsibility to the character, in my opinion, because you have to create a character non-verbally. Mm-hmm. Kane Hodder's way he moved as Jason solidified that as a icon, in my opinion. You know, but doesn't take away from guys like Robert Englund who could talk. It's just, you know how Freddy is because of how he talks. If you were on the phone with Freddy, you know it's Freddy. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't need to see him. Yeah. But with Kane Hodder and definitely with the Creeper, this guy, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know what it was, whether it was just how he stood or how he moved. Everything about it. And there was always like an underlining, like, he knows he's better than all these people. He knows he's above all these people, and they're literally just food to him. Yeah. And you've caught that by the little things, like the little jokes that he would do when he's preying on the prey. They tried to do that in this movie, and it fell flat on its face. And not only that, the guy who played him, it looked ridiculous. The practical effects were absolutely atrocious. They also threw in, anytime he showed his teeth, not practical. It was literally CGI, and they had CGI in this movie, and it looked like the beginning sequence of the first Resident Evil movie.
The background.
Or the first Resident Evil game.
The background, they were in a graveyard. The background was CG, and it was terrible.
It was just awful, and it didn't match. Like, if you made the entire movie that way, maybe I could suspend my disbelief a little bit. But, like, literally it would be like, you know, trying to be throw that good-looking 4K cinema in the mix, or even 8K. But, like, then you go on and you do a green screen, and it looks really bad. Don't see it. Honestly, don't see it. Don't give your money to these. Like, this is a money grab if I ever saw one.
It's almost like, because they didn't really, there were like a few things I was like, okay, this is Jeepers Creepers lore. This felt like
totally disregarded Jeepers Creepers lore.
This felt like one of those, like, oh, we want a monster movie, but it kind of sucks. How do we get people in the seats?
Like,
just throw Jeepers
the
Creepers
Creeper crawls out from 23 years of slumber, and granted, it's the first time that you see that act of him awakening. You've seen him fall asleep, but like, you have never seen him awaken. He comes out and he eats a bunch of worms. By the lore of the fucking Creeper,
had, like, a squirmy. He should have been like, I'm the Creeper.
I'm the Creeper now. I'm fucking like Earthworm Jim, bro. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
There's a line of dialogue that goes, oh God, what are you gonna do without your peepers, bitch? And I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, that was said.
And it was like,
let me tell you, not everybody could be like Chief Brody. Not everybody could be a fuck you too.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen, bro.
Yeah.
You got to do it organically, or it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And
was that me?
Oh God.
Oh God, the Jeepers Creepers is after us.
Fuck your peepers, bitch. It was awful, absolutely atrocious. Nothing about it was good. The writing was awful. They didn't follow the original lore. Absolute mockery, because Jeepers Creepers 1, even though it was done by a creep, he did it better. It was a better story. It was better direction. It was better characters. I mean, there was one part, like, it's just nonsensical. They get split up for no apparent reason. This one girl, she sees the monster and she gets so frightened that she decides to sit down and wait for the attack. Like, what the hell are you doing? I understand fight or flight, but sit down and wait?
I want to know, there's a part, we're going to end this soon. There's a part where he attacks people by whistling. He literally goes, and people are like, he's too loud.
I don't know where you get that power.
It's probably in Jeepers Creepers 3 where he screamed and killed all the birds.
Oh, it was so dumb.
It was bad.
Then they had like a crow moment where literally, I guess, the birds, when he dies, even though it's unkillable, he dies very simply, actually. And then the birds come by and they're like, we'll dispose of this body for you. And they eat him up. And then they bring him down the road. And then I don't know whether they shit the dude out or they throw him up. But then he's reborn. And that's the whole point. And he's a white guy.
Yeah, well, no, I think he was more pink.
he's a. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, his whole that was probably blood. That was probably him being reborn.
I don't give a fuck. It was awful. It was absolutely awful. Don't waste your time. Johnny's getting to go see all these movies. He drags me to this shithole in this shithole mall. This is not even our normal movie theater. I'm done here. God.
Like in the 5-minute mark, James is looking at me like this. I thought he was gonna punch me.
Well,
in the
I wanted
head.
to go see Pearl, and this asshole doesn't even text me a time on when he's going to see it, and then I get screwed. Meanwhile, I liked the original one.
Dee Wallace. Dee Wallace, mother of the Tatter and Cujo, mother of E.T. You cannot go any lower than this movie.
Well, how did you get her?
Special guest star in Nod or Shake reviews. We're calling you out. I don't know how you ended up in this movie, but I feel like you should, even if it's a video conference, if you're just nodding or shaking your head, someone send this to Dee Wallace because I'll
be honest, like, she was the only believable thing in the entire movie, and she only had like 3 lines of dialogue in the beginning. I don't know how you get her.
I don't know.
Because she hasn't been in anything.
Mm-hmm.
Money? They paid money for it? Because they forgot that they had the rest of the movie.
That's probably where the budget went.
Yeah,
to.
the whole budget went to her. I mean, I get it. She was awesome in those movies, especially E.T. And you definitely felt, even though I didn't like Cujo, I liked the book better. Like, she was good in it. She was real good in it. You felt her pain getting stuck in that car, like I'm stuck in this car right now, sweating my ass off. Shit, man, this movie sucked.
Thanks for cringing. Bye-bye.
Thanks for cringing.